Welcome back to another episode of the Prophetic Podcast, episode 38. Everybody, Bree is here.
Yeah.
We're going to spend a little time getting to know Bree today.
Fun stuff.
Yeah. So, Bree, give yourself, I don't want to do your introduction. I'll let you do your introduction. Tell everyone just a little bit about Bree and how you landed here.
So, hey, everybody. First of all, excited to be part of the pod fam, the prophetic pod fam.
Yeah.
You were always the pod bro. Now we're like, you know, now we're like extra bro.
Yeah, we're like extra pod
extra
bro.
siblings.
Yeah, we're like super related now.
Yeah.
This is cool.
So yeah, I'm excited to be here and with this family, and yeah, it's good. So I am from Cincinnati, and I've been in Dallas for 2 years now, which is
It's only been 2 years? For some reason I thought it was longer.
No, I feel like I just got here. I moved in 2021. So yeah,
right during the height of COVID.
The golden years.
Yeah, right.
Where everything was like empty. The streets were empty. There was no traffic.
You should have had no traffic on the way here.
Yeah, like that was beautiful. Now it's like insane here. But yeah, I moved here 2 years ago. And I kind of got into podcasting really kind of recently. Like I've been doing it for about a year now. And when I first did it, I was like, OMG, this is terrifying. And I can't believe that someone wants to hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
And over the course of a year, I transitioned from another podcast, the OA podcast, which
shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to the OA.
Yeah.
We concluded that project, but that's where I had transitioned from. And
that's where we met.
Yeah, and that's where we met.
Yeah.
That's where we met. We did a collab episode, and it was awesome, and loved your vibe and energy. And
well, thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you to say.
Yeah, really cool podcast, really cool place to meet different people and stuff. But yeah, so anyway, over the course of like almost a year, I was like, ooh, I get this. I can use my life experiences to maybe help someone else.
Yes.
Whoa, that must be at least one heaven point.
Yes.
At least half a point.
So
at least
to give you perspective, why not say I chose you, but why I was interested in working with you is because when we did the show, I did like that. I was like, she's open, she's well versed, she's prepared, she's punctual. It was like I was like, if this was a job interview, you got it. Like,
got the job.
Yeah, so I'm happy to have you here for real. I really am.
I mean, I think that's really why people go through things in life.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's not, you don't go through things in life so that you just go through it and you're in your little corner and like you deal with it and you gatekeep all the information. You go through things in life to, you know, share it with other people.
Yes.
I say this all the time. I'm not the expert of anything. Even in my job, not an expert of anything. But all I can do is be honest, open, and transparent. I have a friend that says that all the time, be hot. All I can do is be honest, open, and transparent and hope that through my honesty, other people can be vulnerable and do the same thing. So that's the goal. That's why I'm here.
I'm about to be vulnerable right now. I am so excited.
I'm excited too.
This is cool. Like a transition. We just talked about transition last episode. And transitioning into a new co-host it's emotionally taxing.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because it's not like you're firing somebody, right? I don't pay y'all shit. Like, I'm not firing you, but having to make the decision that it's time to move forward. This person has something going on in their life that they want to attack, and I'm in full support. And I have a goal in mind that I want to reach, and she's in full support. Yeah. So it was a beautiful separate. It wasn't like a bad thing. Yeah. And like you met her, she's really sweet and all that. So it was not a bad thing. Sometimes people in life think that that's bad. We'll get into that. Yeah. But no, I thought I was happy.
To be clear, same with my transition. Like it wasn't on bad terms. Wasn't weird at all. I mean, it was sad, obviously. Brittany's still my girl, my homie. Hopefully one day she can. Yeah. Hopefully B Nation can have a seat on the couch in the future. Like, yeah. I mean. It's just sometimes in life you just go on different paths and it's different journeys, and that's fine. If you love somebody, you'll let them do that.
You know, honestly, and full disclosure, I was trying to get both of y'all to come over here, and her and I had a conversation, and I won't give too much of that, but like we just basically came to the conclusion that Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady can't play for the same team.
No.
LeBron and Kobe would never play for the same team. But that doesn't mean they're adversaries. It's a comfortable, fun competition. We're still working together on other projects. I'm sure we'll see her. We'll all see each other. You know what I mean? I think she'll be at the Venus Fest next week at Celestial. So we'll all be seeing each other again. It's not a bad thing.
It is all good.
Which kind of brings me into my first topic. I think I told you last episode I've been coming to terms with things about family, but I've also been coming to terms with things about myself, right? I've landed on you're not happy with your current I'm never going to be happy with my current place in life. That's just me. But I'm like, you had these goals and aspirations that you leaned on so heavy and they did not matriculate. And so it's like,
yeah.
You know, you start reaching, like you start seeing age happen, and you see your kid growing, and you're like, it's like a clock ticking. And so I've been really hard on myself these past few months to just get better, grow. You know, like how do you make this all that you can't make things happen, but how do you move into your success lane, like where you feel like, okay, I feel like I got this shit. Like I've been really hard on myself lately.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's natural because you are similar in that vein of like, you see something, you want to do it. You see something, you want to do it. And my whole life, it's been like that. I see it, I want it, I do it. But there are some things, I think the bigger the goal, the more time it takes. It's like if you want to grow a big old tree in the forest with a big old trunk, like that's not going to take a year. That takes a lot of time. So I think you have to ask yourself, what are you trying to grow? Are you cooking something in the microwave? Are you making something in the oven?
Let's go.
And if you're making something in the oven, unfortunately, it takes time, Drew.
See why I got her? Look at that. Mid-season trade. No, you're not wrong. And like that actually is a perspective I did not have. So thank you. Because I'm looking at it's on paper. I need it to be in front of me. You get what I mean? Like, you write your goals down. Yeah. We think they're going to pop up like a pop-up book. That ain't how life works.
No.
And you're not wrong. The longer the goal, like it took me a long time to land in this seat and have that logo right and have these cans behind us.
Yeah.
Hey, Celestial. And like all these things that I've been doing, like it didn't just come by. Like it took me 3 weeks longer to get those bags than I wanted, right? It's like simple, like references, but like, you're not wrong. Like big goals, nice things, or things that you want, things that you want to achieve, they take a very long time.
If I could share like my own personal thing.
You have to now.
Yeah, now I've said it. So I have been in the transition of trying to move. Do I move? Do I not move? The problem with my apartment is that I need more square feet because I'm now working from home more. And like, I can't just be like hunched over my laptop working from home. I need space. So I've been back and forth, moving. I've shared with Becky. Everyone in my life knows about this whole moving situation. And I found a place in Uptown that I love. And Katie Trail, hold for the applause, because here's where the transition happened.
Oh, shit.
So I applied for the place, and I was denied on the application. I was denied on the application because of my credit score. And bummer.
I got somebody, Kenneth.
I'm being very,
I got somebody for you. Gavin. Ben.
I've listened to the credit score thing, but being very transparent, I was like, okay, well, I can find somebody to co-sign it. I can do whatever, and we can figure it out. And then I had this moment where I had to just kind of pause and be like, you know what? Do you want another 1-bedroom apartment, or do you want a home? Is if you want a home, this credit thing has to get figured out. So instead of like trying to force this next move because I feel like I need more space and I want to be in this apartment and I can afford the apartment, why don't you actually get your finances really in order? Like, I just figured I'm making more money now, so I deserve the next apartment. Like, it is what it is. But there was all of this time when I wasn't making money and got myself in a sticky financial situation, student loans and such like that.
Yeah, of course.
And instead of being really honest with myself about, okay, what is the big goal, which is a home, which is a condo, which is owning some sort of property, I kind of had this moment of like, I want the nice thing. And so right now I have to do that whole microwave versus oven conversation with myself, which is why I was able to say it to you. I'm like, I don't want another 1-bedroom apartment. I want a home. So that means that maybe we delay today so that we could have tomorrow, which sucks.
Let me give you a piece of something and shout out to Michael Sean. Thank you for coming. Awesome guy. But one thing that he talked about, and it made me think of it right now, is stopping to appreciate moments that are positive, right? And negative too. But what I heard you say was, I have the mindset now to do my finances correctly.
Yeah.
I have the mindset to where I want to have ownership. So that means you've grown here first. And that's where it all starts.
Yeah.
You have to have a starting point where you say, you know what, whatever I have been doing is not working. I have this goal, but to attain that goal, I have to start here and start to think about, okay, let me move my credit around. Let me move the financial pieces around. Let me find the place where I really want to be. Maybe God is sitting me in this space right now. No, I don't want to be in this space right now.
Sucks.
And it feels like a box, kind of like you said, like you related to last episode where you said that Ohio or Midwest or wherever you're from felt like a box. It might feel like a box, but maybe there's some things you need to tinker with before you get out of that box.
Yeah. And you see the difference when, just like from an imagery perspective of like hurrying to call someone to get the cosign, to do this, to move that, find the movers, or slowing it down and saying, okay, maybe I stay here. Maybe if I want it to feel different, I get a new rug. Maybe, and in life, I feel like we always have this mindset of hurry, do the thing, move the thing, make it happen, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we're rushing to what?
I think we're all afraid of our own mortality. And so for me, that's where when I say I was really hard on myself, a lot of it was based on mortality. I'm like, what if you died tomorrow? What the fuck have you done?
What if I die tomorrow?
What have you, right. And my brain is like, what have you done that's worth talking about? Yeah, we have a show and it's going great. Yes, I know all these cool people. Yes, I have a good career going. Yes, I have a great kid and I have a great family life, and that's great. But at the same time, like, to me, that's not enough. Is that enough to take care of the next 15 generations? That's where my brain always goes. Like, 1,500 years from now, will someone go, you know what, my great was awesome? Like, no, like at this current state, that's where my mind's like, you're not that guy yet. You got to get there. You got to scale. And so,
but you can't take care of 15 generations if you don't take care of generation 1.
Yes.
So you have to stay right here before you can go there.
Such a tough thing to do. Being
sucks.
present.
All week.
Same
all
time.
Week.
Same.
All week. I've been on that
already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, being present in your current scenario is probably the hardest thing in the world to do.
Oh, it sucks so bad.
You dissect it so much. You're looking at every nuanced thing about it and not stopping to appreciate it really could be worse. Like, I could be absolutely homeless. Like, this show could suck.
And I was like, having
like,
a moment driving over here, and I was like, wow, I am driving to a podcast studio in the city of Dallas to go shoot a podcast at a podcast studio, when just a month ago, we had a great situation, we had whatever, but this is what I wanted. This is what we were kind of pushing toward, and look at you, you're doing it now. It's not exactly how I wanted it, with exactly who I wanted to do it with, but like, we're doing it. Yeah. You're doing it.
I'm not exactly who you want to do it with.
You don't look like Brittany. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, damn, episode 1 out the gate. Let them know how you really feel.
No, but
it's cool.
With your day one homie, like, you know what I'm saying?
I got you. Honestly, I heard someone say on a podcast a long time ago, I won't give him any credit because he has enough credit already, but he said, I would never do this without doing it with my friends. Business and friends are hard.
It's hard.
It is. I'm happy to do it with people that I met by way of business.
Yeah.
And then we can build a friendship. But I need the baseline to be business. Like, you understand there's a goal at hand. So I tried it that way too. And truthfully, it did not work.
It's hard.
I don't think it's supposed to work. That's not how it's meant to be. I think you have to build a relationship out of your new stuff, right? Like, that old life of mine is kind of gone. It's behind me.
Because you know what? It takes a lot of work to build a relationship within a relationship. And a business relationship is a separate relationship than a friend relationship.
And it can't start as friends. It's hard.
It's hard. I think it's hard.
It takes a very special... Yeah. Like, Trevor's got that down. O had that down. Not everyone that I've had on the show has had that down. It's very hard. It's hard. Like, John and I have been friends for years. Our engineer, you'll meet him. We communicate like effortlessly, but it's different. He has a business mindset as well, so I got lucky in that sense. But for the most part, that didn't work, and that also was hard on me too. Because I was like, dang, and is what I'm doing ruining my relationships? Like, not only am I not exactly where I want to be, people hate me because of what I'm doing. Like, I can't win. I was like, I thought I was winning over here, but like a lot of times, I just haven't stopped to give myself grace and say, hey, all that is happening, yes, but you've made strides in the right direction. So
heck yeah. Stop and smell the roses.
It's hard to, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me see what do we have on the list? Let me look at our list real quick, because you wrote some good stuff.
I think it was more just about
the "you'll never be effective" part. I like that. Can you tell me more about? I was reading your little quotes.
Read it out loud.
Said the quote that you put next to my note was, "You'll never be effective if you're convinced tomorrow needs to be better than today, because this belief stems from resistance to the present, and the present is where your power lies." Can you explain that for me? Because I liked it, but I wanted to ask you more about it. Can you unpack that for me, please?
So that's not my quote.
No. Yeah, I was like, it is her quote. I don't know how we got her. That's dope.
I don't. That's not my quote, but I think it really resonated with me because, like I said, all week I was struggling with the whole present versus future situation. I think one of the hardest things as a person who wants to achieve things, has big, lofty goals, is to stop and say, okay, I'm really grateful for today. I had a moment with myself, and I was like, I say thank you. I pray to God and say thank you all day long. But am I actually like literally grateful for what I have today? And when you can actually do that, gratitude is the antidote for everything.
Yeah.
It is the antidote for everything. It is so, 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 so powerful. So, I mean, that's kind of it was just something that resonated with me in that moment.
No, it resonates with me too. Having gratitude for your current space because is true. Because a lot of times when I pray, I feel like it's autopilot. Like I feel like I've had probably the same standard prayer since I was a kid.
Hey God, what's up? Thanks for the day. Yeah, all right, bye.
Yeah, blessed me to be a better person tomorrow than I was today.
Sorry that I messed up.
Yeah, like it's always the same generic shit. And I'm like, is he really? He's probably like spam mail, spam mail,
and like we're spamming God.
Right, like, this nigga is not spam.
So you just not gonna talk about the way that you talked to that girl yesterday?
Yeah, you still praying the same shit from 2003. Like, so no, like honestly, I've had to be more intentional about things that I do, more intentional about the way that I live. More intentional about things that I say, how I pray. Just it's hard though. It's to be a good human and to grow and to expand. It is a daily job.
I've never lived in any other country, but I could imagine that in the United States, it is like probably especially hard to be present in the moment because we live in this culture that is always hustle, hustle, hustle. Get
microwave.
Yeah, hustle. All these hustle porn YouTubers, like it's
kind of sickening.
It is sickening.
It's almost like watching people eat food all the time. It's like there's too much of everything.
Yeah, like there's this really funny meme and the guy was like, so you're gonna get your LLC, and with your LLC, and the next day you're gonna get your G-Wagon, and your G-Wagon gonna drive for Uber. And it's like there's no grace applied, there's no realism applied.
Let me tell you, he's lying because I got my LLC and then I had to wait in the mail. For it to come
7 days.
And then I had to get my sellers. It's not just get the G-Wagon.
Yeah, so you don't just go from LLC to G-Wagon. Like, that's not how it works.
I went from LLC to headaches. Like, where's my accountant? I don't understand half of this shit. Like,
and they're just, like, pushing this, like, false narrative down your throat. And then if you spend too much time in that space, you'll get depressed because you're like, what in the hell am I doing? If he got an LLC and a G-Wagon in 2 weeks and I can barely get my read receipts right on my Outlook.
It's hard. It makes you feel like you're not doing enough. And that's another thing too. It's like I'm seeing all this microwave society of people that look like us, that look like they're in our same age demographic, and they're killing it. And I'd be a liar if I said that didn't affect me too. I'm human. Like we're all seeing these things right in front of us. So then it's like adding insult to injury. Yeah, it's compounding. It's like, oh man, I need to get better. I need to grow. But look at this. Oh my gosh, you know what I mean? So,
but you know what? I kind of feel like if you put a pot pie in the oven and you put a pot pie in the microwave, if you put the two pot pies on the table and you step back from it, you don't get close to observe it, they'll look like the same thing, but they will taste markedly different. And I feel like a lot of times because we see something that looks like something else, we believe that it is this wonderful, beautiful, perfect thing, when in reality, you don't really know if what that person is doing is quality. You don't really know if that person is really actually have a sustainable, true, reliable business. It could all just be for flair and Instagram. You don't know.
I think a lot of it is we're not behind the curtain.
Yeah, you have to be to really know.
Like you probably seen our show. I'm sure you have. Until you sat here, you didn't understand what it took, what went into it. Mm-hmm. It just looks like, oh, it looks like it's put together, cool. Yeah. And then you come and it's like, oh, we got to walk from elevators and we got to do these photos and okay, we're gonna break and we're doing here. Okay, there's an intro, there's an outro, there's a body, there's a format. Oh, there's what is? It's a lot if you think about it. But like looking on the outside, it looks easy.
Yeah, the OA podcast. If you guys, the episode's still up, so go check it out. But you look at it and you just look like me and Brittany are just sitting there talking. That's like a 2-hour setup every Saturday.
Yeah, people don't know I got here like 9 something. We moved to Saturdays, by the way, so I'm loving this morning energy, by the way. But I got here like 9 something to set all these cans up.
Yeah, like people
make
don't
sure the camera's right, make sure the TV's right. Okay, which hat goes here? Oh, I think pink would look better on this side. Like it's all these little things, but people don't see that. And I guess that's what you're saying with life is that when you look outwardly, you think everyone's together. We're all out here just trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No matter what level of income, I think that we are all
no matter what we're doing, no matter if we're creative, if we are in the professional world, no one really.
Well, calling back to, 2 episodes ago now, calling back to Michael Sean's episode, one thing I remember him saying was that, like, even though he had all these great things going on, he found about 60 places in his life where he just bottomed out.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't care. He would burn it all down. And I was like, man, that's crazy because, and I told him this too, you think looking at a person of that stature, right? He's done a lot in his life that we've all been able to see, right? You think they got it together and they're no different than you and I. Like, it doesn't matter what level of success that you have. We're still just trying to, and I have to keep telling myself that stay here,
stay in the moment,
stay present. It's going to be okay. Just keep on putting the chips in place. The opportunities will come. You will get where you're supposed to be, but I just want to get there now.
Yeah, same.
That is my biggest thing of my whole life. I've just wanted to get there now.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll find the fastest way. And like the fastest way, sometimes you'll crash and burn.
You don't want the fastest way.
Yeah, no. I was trying the fastest way on a lot of things. It didn't work out. This has been a slow progression.
Yeah.
And it is tick, 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 tick. But it's cool because it's, I mean, look where we are now. I didn't have you in October of 2021 is when I launched this show. I did not have you.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything close to you.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here because I got you now. But it took a long time. If I stop at episode 16 at the old studio is where I was, I never meet you.
And the thing is, even if you didn't know me and you said, hey, Brianna, let's do a podcast together in October 21, I'm not who I was. My confidence on the mic, my confidence in my story, my voice, it takes time.
It does.
It takes time.
It does. This deep voice has been here, but the eloquent speaking was not that. I was all over the place.
Yeah,
I didn't project. I didn't have energy. I was just here trying to figure it all out. But like you said, staying present. That is.
I have that conversation with my boyfriend all the time because he's a music producer and a musician and all these things. And I'm like, you wouldn't.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, he does all the things.
Does he sing?
Sings.
Can he make drops for us?
I'm sure he can.
I want one that's like kind of like a little jingle.
A jingle? I'm sure he can.
I want a prophetic jingle. I don't know what the hell it's going to
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah,
I don't want it to be like do-do-do. I don't want it to be that jingle.
Yeah, when we get off of the mic, I'll play a song for you that he just did. I play it all the time.
I need a jingle. Okay.
All right, but yes.
We got jingles coming.
Sidebar.
sorry. We'll table that. Go ahead.
But yeah, I tell him all the time, like, you wouldn't want to make it right now. You wouldn't want to, because if you just someone put the load of a DJ Khaled, Dr. Dre, whoever you want to be in your lap right now, it would crumble you. And one of the things that we talk about all the time is like, God won't give you more than you can bear, and people say that about the negative things, but that also is the positive things.
Because you'll tank it.
Yeah, basically. You'll tank it. You'll tank it if. Yeah.
It's funny you said that. Who said this the other day? And I cannot remember who. It was a celebrity, but I cannot remember. But what they said was they couldn't take everybody on certain journeys because the air up there might get too thin.
Yeah.
So if they bring them up to their level of success or bring them into that lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle now. This wasn't how the show was the first time. It was just pretty simple. It was like, go record, go home. It's a lot more now. So like, even if I had to put this on my lap back then, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to handle it.
So I get what you're saying. It's a build out.
It's a build out. You have to go step by step by step by step. That's why it's designed that way. And my job, the job that I have now, there's no way I could have done that a year ago. And today I can do that because of the year that it took to get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So with all the stuff that we've been talking about, how do you channel it into something positive? Like finding yourself not being present, the negative lows, the beating yourself up. How do you channel it? And how do you flip it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that right there is the thing. Like, you don't have to always flip it. You know, I feel like sometimes people are like so quick to get out of the negative rut. Not saying you should always stay in your negative rut, not at all. But we talk about this a lot. Like, feel your feelings. Process it. That's a whole other thing with time. Slow down and allow yourself to be disappointed. It's okay to be disappointed that you haven't achieved a goal.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. What it's not okay is beating yourself up about it, giving up because you're like, I just will never do it. That's not okay. But having a moment to say, you know what? I thought I'd be here and I'm not here. You can be sad about that. That's fine.
So you're saying being present even within the negatives.
Yeah.
And don't flip it.
Don't be so quick to be like, I'm sad, flip it. I'm sad, flip it. You know? And then as you apply gratitude, like we talked about earlier in the episode, gratitude is the antidote for everything. The more you are grateful and not just thanks God or thanks this or the more you're really like, wow, I am sitting in a podcast studio and it looks like this. And you're really specific about it. You come right out of it.
It's interesting you say that as I look around, like, I remember I wanted lights like that. I remember I wanted like shelving. I remember I was like, man, I need to have the.
I came here with Brittany and I was like, how cool would it be to come to a studio that we don't have to like labor to build and sit down and put the mic on and go. And look what I'm doing.
High five. Welcome.
Yeah.
Stay around for a while.
So it's like, if you can just be grateful, really grateful, the negative stuff, it goes away.
I can appreciate all of that. And now I'm thinking, dang, you got me thinking. You stumped me. That's very hard to do because I haven't been as present as I probably should be in certain aspects of my life because I've been so focused on how to get to the next phase of it all. Like, how do you get to, okay, you wrote out, because I wrote this year out in phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm like, you're at phase 2, but it ain't looking like phase 2 like you wrote. Like, it's almost there. The framework is there, but you still got a few boxes to check off as we round this second quarter. I'm always in that mode. I'm always in go mode. Yeah. So I need to slow down.
Yeah. Because if you died tomorrow and you're, God forbid, let's not say die.
Please don't prophetic that.
Let's not say die.
Don't make that a prophetic thing.
Let's not say die. If you move on to something else tomorrow, and all you were doing was wanting the next thing, like that's just as sad as not achieving it.
Oh, wow.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Lots of good takeaways on this episode. Yeah, no, it's not. You're not wrong because it's like you're never satisfied.
Yeah. So
and that can translate to a lot of parts of your life too. Wow, okay. Now we're getting to the deeper layers.
So just be. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying whatever.
No, but what you're saying makes complete sense though.
It's because it's stuff that I have to remind myself to all the time. Is like I would much rather be present and be in the moment. It's perspective, right? Like the same energy that it takes to be positive is the same energy that it takes to be negative. We just forget that we have control over the lever. Yeah. So if I can say, dang, this sucks, da, 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 I can also say, well, maybe it's okay. And maybe this is, you have control over that.
You know what's weird about that though? It's like you pick and choose when to do it. Like I told you before that I was having an issue with I'm having an issue, but my family's having some familiar issues, right? I've chose to be like, yeah. And I'm cool. And I haven't stressed about it too much. And I haven't lost any sleep over it literally at all. Once I got to the point where I was like, it is what it is. I guess it's kind of that thing, but replicated. Like I need to do that in all facets of my life, not just the things that ail me the most. Like it could be that way for my positives too. Like, oh man, this is really, really
And it's not delusional. It's not like you are ignoring the fact that you have a thing.
I'll see the remote real quick. Becky, I see the remote. Must have timed out on us. I'm sorry, audience. Look at that. Continue talking. I'll get this fixed.
It's not like delusional, like pretending like it's not existing, but it is just the intentional mindset shift. That's all it is.
I think that's the hardest part that I struggle with is like shifting my mindset to be positive as well as understanding that the negatives have their own impact as well, and they're good. They're not a bad thing. And that's where I really struggled the most. So. This is uncanny.
Look at the options.
I know. Look.
Ooh, is this the one we had?
This is the one we had. We're back in action. Look at that.
Wow.
See, homegrown podcast. ain't no big budget here, damn it.
And people don't care. They're like,
the piece back on the TV. That's great.
They're fine.
But continue what you were saying. But no, I think that's been the hardest thing for me is switching back and forth at all times and not just picking and choosing. Okay, I'll just put that to the side. A lot of times I think that's tucking it away too, though. Like I haven't had a therapy session in about a month or two, but I feel like some of that stuff, if I do it that way, I've always felt like that's just me putting it aside, not actually addressing it. So I don't know. Maybe I need another set of tools from my therapist, like on how to really address it head on, and then put it away for good. Like be able to put it to rest is what I mean. Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I do see what you're saying about feeling like if you're not involved in it, you're neglecting it. Perhaps.
It feels like so. Really, what my crux with it all, and any scenario like that, but especially the one I told you about, is I feel like what could I have done? Can I have done more? But then it's like, but what can you do? And that's where like the struggle. That's the struggle right there.
All you can, and that's the thing that we always have to come back to is like all you can control is you and what you can control. There's so many things that are out of our control, and we just have to know how to recognize those things.
Well, on that note,
yeah.
I hope you got all that.
Oh, short and sweet.
Yeah, short. We had an episode called Short and Sweet. That's actually funny you said that. But yeah, before we get out of here for the day, your first episode. Yeah. Like you're flying, you jumped in the co-pilot's chair, you're doing your thing. How does it feel?
It was good. Yeah? It was good, yeah.
It feels just as comfortable as the first time your ladies were here.
Yeah, I mean, I love this. I love talking to people and sharing and hearing. And so,
diving deep and unpacking. Becky, how was it, Becky? You can't see Becky back there, but you can hear her.
Big Beck. I do love that Big Beck is that makes me feel good.
I knew that would make you happy with her.
I do like that. I do like that Becky's here. It does feel like my emotional support Becky is here.
She's my emotional support Becky now too. Becky, you just emotionally supporting us all over here.
If Becky said she wasn't coming, I would be like, oh, my throat is itchy. I gotta go home.
Awesome, man. Becky Everett is transitioning out of here. He's moving to Austin, so now we have Becky taking over for Everett. This show's been constant. It's like just growing.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah,
we love it.
Yeah. Anything you want to tell the audience before we get out of here? I'm going to close this out here in a second.
Nope, my socials will be included. If you guys want to add me on social media, I'm there. I talk a lot.
Oh yeah, tell them. I'll drop it on the screen too. Go ahead and tell them.
Remembering my social media handles is something I am the worst at.
I don't remember it at all. It's like 20 something slim. Am I mixing y'all's thing up?
No, yeah, you're mixing it up. Okay, my social media is 20 heart. 20 is spelled out, heart is spelled out, _. Go follow me on Instagram. That's
follow her.
If you want to learn more about me, that's where the best place to do it. I'm sure she'll
add us to her profile some way or another. You'll figure all that out. Well, as always, we thank you for listening to this podcast. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed doing it.
We did enjoy it.
We welcome you to the show, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
We hope that you grow, learn, evolve, and that you come back and chill with us all over again. Thank you for tuning in. Where's Trevor? We need him. We prophetic.
We prophetic.
Bye. Bye.